Hiroshi Tishigahara's 1966 film, The Face of Another, is a rather obscure and haunting film. Not only explores the themes of identity and alienation, but it also serves as a rich text for psychoanalytical interpretation. By using the one and only Sigmund Freud's concepts of the id, ego, and superego, we can gain a deeper understanding of our protagonist, Okayama, and the turmoil he faces throughout the movie. So, to frame our discussion, let's briefly outline Freud's key concepts. The id represents our primal instincts and desires, the ego mediates between these desires and reality, and the superego embodies our moral values and social norms. So, throughout this video, we'll see how these elements shape Okayama's psyche as he navigates his disfigurement and transformation throughout the film. So after a unknown disfiguring accident, Okayama's identity is shattered. This disfigurement symbolizes the destruction of his actual ego, which leads to the emergence of his id, as he dons the lifelike mask created by the doctor, in which it kind of shifts his behavior dramatically as we hadn't seen before earlier in the film. Once he puts this actual mask on, it's a surge of freedom he feels. So with this new face, he starts to indulge in desires he had suppressed for so long before. His relationships are different, especially with women, and they take on the manipulative edge as he seeks control and power. And we really see the Eden last year, and he's acting on instincts that reflect a chaotic internal world that's free from the judgment he had felt before when he had his bandage on. As Okayama explores this new identity he has, the mask becomes a tool for his ego, and it allows him to navigate society and engage with those around him while grappling with his fractured sense of self. However, this all comes with a cost. His attempts to create a new identity bring more about internal conflict, and he manipulates his wife, desperately seeking connection while remaining hidden behind the mask. And this tension illustrates the struggle within the ego to balance primal desires with the expectations of social acceptance. As he becomes more immersed in this false identity around him, the line between his real self and the mask begin to blur and cause some dysfunction throughout the film. Now let's consider the superego, in which embodies the societal rules and moral values that weigh on Okayama. As he embraces his desires, this aspect kind of looms over him, reminding him of the judgments and expectations from those around him. His fear of actually being exposed intensifies his internal conflict. He experiences guilt, anxiety, and especially his dealings with women where he actually folds, and it's a little weird, where he grapples with his desires versus moral standards. The superego acts as a constant reminder of the repercussions of his deceit, emphasizing the fragility of his newly crafted self that he has. To wrap things up, The Face of Another offers a fascinating look at the human psyche through the lens of psychoanalysis. By examining Okayama's journey with the id, ego, and superego, we uncover the complexities of identity and the mask we may all wear. This film puts out a very good message of the dangers of losing your path with your authentic selves in a quest to find acceptance and fulfillment with the world and others.